Hello and welcome to another episode of Dungeon Boys. Grim is crash landing into a combat episode where Arros and other party members are trying to protect Jack, who is consuming the city of Buckland in a magical orb, and Arlo, who is taking a nap. Will they succeed? Who knows? Find out today on Dungeon Boys.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Dungeon Boys. We're going to get back into some combat. Last episode, you probably heard the disembodied voice that we hired to do our show and to, do the ad breaks, which I hope you've all been enjoying. Now that we have ad breaks, we finally talked to some of the people in this wild world of Medine to sponsor the show that they appear on so regularly. So
it's all just Regis.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, right? Potion Man. I should have made a little song for his ad interlude. That just, Potion Man, take me by the hand. Anyway, welcome back to another episode. Last we were in the middle of some combat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the thing that happened last episode, which, was briefly recapped a moment ago, was Golnock's kamikaze exploded a stone golem that was hanging out with this orc mage and these few orc soldiers. What's currently going on in the greater world is that Jack is holding the orb, the tiny orb, or Moradin's tiny orb, trying to consume the entirety of the city of Buckland. The radius of the orb is going farther and farther out to encompass the city before the magic enacts upon it. All the while, there is the main portion of the battle that you guys are fighting is happening at the gates of town, which is south of you by a couple hundred yards. Like it's pretty far away. You can hear more than a couple hundred yards at this point. You can hear the clanging of metal. You can hear the roaring of beasts. You can hear this battle occurring to the south of you, while this smaller force was sneaking through the forest to try to get the drop on whomever might have been in here. So that, I don't know if we explained that last episode, but that would be the reason why you guys are fighting a smaller group of people that came out of the forest. They kind of were sneaking their way through the dense foliage, seeing if they could get around the where the choke point of everything would be. So
very sneaky.
That is why you are fighting this force. But Arros thought he was going to be doing this and possibly alone for a brief second, but Kate and Torque Fullheart came to his aid. Earlier on, we know that Grim and Duncan were mist-born their way to the floating ships or whatever down that away. Huh?
Mist form, right? Is that what it's called?
Well, that's the spell, mist form.
Yeah. I was picturing them born on the mists, but I don't remember the name of the spell. If it's mist form, it's mist form. They
Misty
went
boy.
and they slowed down.
Walk.
They slowed down. We talked about that, right? We talked about the fact that there were more forces heading from the east of the island.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
Right. There's a fight happening.
There's a encampment over there, something
Yeah.
like a fort.
Right. Okay. I want to make sure that I'm not making up a battle that didn't occur. It has been a little while between episodes for us playing.
I mean, technically, you did make up a battle that's not occurring.
Right. Right.
But I'm just keeping you in check here.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Right.
Anyway, we're going to get back into this fight. We're going to start at the top of the turns. Arlo is sleeping. There is a plan enacted that once all this has happened and everything has been consumed by the orb, that Arlo will, after getting enough rest, gaining enough power from the earth, he will transport you to somewhere safe once you have absorbed all of the requisite things into the Moradin's tiny orb, being the surface of the scale, a bunch of that planium, pretty much everything useful that they have to fight back against this corrupt government.
I will do all this if I feel like it.
Correct. But right now you're sleeping next to Jack. Jack, I believe what happened to you last time is that you're sitting there holding the orb, making sure the radius goes out, but you also encountered a dark presence while doing this.
And I brokered a deal.
You brokered a deal. Will you refresh us about the deal?
I think I offered 100 years of servitude.
Yeah.
If he could help me bring back Melora from the grave.
Right.
I told him that I would do whatever he needed. And I think I also at some point challenged his champion.
Maybe.
Yes.
I think it was like 50 years of servitude, or if your champion could beat me, then 100.
Yeah.
Of course, the champion's carrying the actual hex blade, so
Right. So,
Yeah, because the Patreon was like, just only 100 years, and then
yeah.
so
Gotcha.
and so on.
Okay. Okay.
And I think I am like back to back with Jack.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm just resting up against him.
To make
Forrest
it
Gump
clear,
style.
and
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and come clean. I wasn't going to talk about this forever, but it's been like 2 months since we played. So we've been trying to catch up all day. We've been trying to figure things out. So we're back. We're going to finish this battle, and we're going to move along to new content. Maybe. Or all of you may die. And then we'll have to roll new characters this episode.
But
got, like,
Jack
5.
did say that he wouldn't go against his morals in serving the Hexblade.
I do remember that the patron whom I created had a problem with that comment. I feel like I remember that in my brain there might have been a hang up. Like,
well, he was like, he basically said he could make use of me, but he didn't really need me. He said, I don't know. That's what I remember.
I mean, really, you think about it. You offer an otherworldly being like one dude who'll do stuff for you. Like,
Yeah.
You know, I get it. I get where he's coming from.
Look, he's offered power to like what 2 people in our group, and we both turned him down. So
He's hurt.
he's not batting 1,000.
He's
Wait,
not-
I turned him down?
No, John accepted. That's
Oh, you
why he's
did?
got Eldritch Blast.
Okay, he's
He may not know he
batting
accepted.
500.
Yeah, he may not know he accepted. Anyway, let's get started at the top of the
Yeah,
order.
I don't know.
Arlo, it's Arlo's turn, and he's snoozing.
I graciously nap.
Yep. It's Jack's turn. Jack, the radius continues to grow farther and farther. Let's say at this point,
It's just past your knees.
at this point, the radius is growing to a point where it's consumed everything around you. It's nearing the first flag of radius that has been set up to see. And again,
Do we have that map in the Discord?
correct me in the comments if I'm incorrect.
No,
Correct me now if I'm incorrect.
Yeah, I was about to ask about the map.
We can go look in the map and see.
It's the map.
No,
Consult
copyright.
the
Stop.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's quite all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that map. So there's one flag there's this first flag, which is where you want to get it pat. If you were to relieve yourself here,
Oh,
you'd gain nothing, right? If you notice these 2 flags.
you only go to prison.
If you were to let go of the orb at this point,
Yeah,
it would consume only a grassy field and nothing would be saved.
I gotcha.
You have
That's
to get
enough.
to the second flag to get half the town and all of Full Hammer Mine, which is the only success scenario, or which is the first success scenario. The next success scenario would be you go to the final flag that's been set up that you can barely see from where you are. And if you can get the magical radius beyond that, then you will have consumed the whole town. And remember for Jack, you started off in a void with no light when you were holding the button. And the way you know where it is that as the radius increases, it comes into view for you. It's like the world is coming into existence before your very eyes.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's not like full color or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
it's just-
like
Grayish, I guess.
yeah, kind of that gray, purpley
The
kind
fog
of thing.
of war.
Sure, the fog of war.
Yeah.
All right, so moving right along, it is Jack's turn. You continue to hold your button, I presume. It is now Torque's
You know
turn.
what?
Torque, the
my thumb
husband
itchy.
of Kate Fullheart, is going to chop at orc number 1 here. Orc number 1 is not looking very good, so Torque is going to use his... boy, oh boy, do I even remember what weapon Torque
He's
uses.
a big beefy boy. He's got a big beefy
Isn't
hammer.
he-
I bet.
Isn't he punching?
It wasn't a hammer, no. He's not punching.
Was it
He had
an
either a
axe?
sword or an
Axe?
axe. I think maybe great sword.
Duncan had 2 axes.
Yeah.
You can't
Duncan had
give
2
2
axes.
characters axes.
All
That's
right,
a
we're
rule.
gonna retcon that if he didn't already have a great sword, he does now.
All right.
That's what he's using. He's claymoring.
He's just got 2 rocks in each hand.
2 rocks in each hand?
Yes. Bring it.
It feels good to be playing D&D again.
He
I know I
rotates
say this
them
all the
very
time,
quickly.
but- Longsword, he
That's the
rolls
slashing
and
damage.
he rolls to hit this orc. He is definitely going to hit. What's nice is that he has a double attack. So we're going to roll again to see if he hits again.
Ooh.
Oh,
And that landed flat. We're going to call that another hit, daddy babies.
Yeah.
So when Keith said it's nice to be playing D&D again, he meant it's nice to be playing D&D by himself again.
Yeah. Yeah, with all these characters. Ha ha ha.
We have a lot of characters.
Everyone's a comedian. No, yeah.
Everybody here is unconscious.
1d8 plus 3 on this bad daddy. No,
Native wind.
he's using this bad boy with 2 hands. That's a D10, homies.
Yeah.
That's a D10.
Yeah.
4 and 10, 14 damage. I don't even need to add the modifiers. Arros, from where you are, you're watching this battle. This married couple, if I remember correctly, came to your aid, gave each other possibly a passionate and cinematic kiss, knowing that they might not come out of this alive. They're running in and fighting on your behalf because they know that you're small and they fear that you couldn't handle all these people by yourselves, which is possible. You might not have been able to pull that off. So they're fighting for you. From where you see Torque a little bit injured, a little bit bloody. His wife right next to him, a little bit injured, a little bit bloody. He raises his sword and cleaves an orc in twain from shoulder to the left side of its belly. Swing! And, it splits apart and blood whoosh, all over the ground. And he, lets out a roar of pleasure. He lights a cigarette.
Like a herbal essence commercial.
Oh.
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna make it. Welcome to the first 5 minutes of being back in D&D.
He lights.
It's all penis jokes from here on out, folks.
It's like that meme of the astronaut. It's like, it's all penis jokes. Always has been. All right, Juice, get off me, buddy. Come on. Get off. All right, moving
Juice.
right along. Moving right along. It's going to be Orc number 5's turn. Oh, and Orc number 1 is dead as a doornail.
Yay! He had a
Keith.
good run.
Yes, sir.
Wasn't 2 orcs heading my way?
This is the map we've got, my man.
Okay.
This is the map we've got.
Understandable.
Don't add
Within the
hardship
confines.
to yourself.
Oh yeah, shoot. Yeah, they weren't going towards me. They're going opposite.
I don't know how to get rid of
Down
this.
the trash can. No!
Just pull
Not
it all the
you,
way
down,
off.
boy.
Where's the trash can?
Pull it
Down.
all the way
Just
off.
go down. It'll
Yep.
Okay, we'll just,
Nope.
yeah.
Well, you're not zoomed down enough, probably.
Yeah, pull it all the way off of that thing. Drop it. Anywhere.
Oh, yours is acting up.
No, it's the window, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, the window's not big enough. We'll deal with it that way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, you get to see us. Not only do you get to see us bumble around auditorily, hear at that, you can also see it in living color. Orc number 5. That's this one right here. Is going to close in as Torque swings against someone else. He's going to close in and try to attack young Torque with his great axe. And that's going to be...
Torque's moans of pleasure as he cuts orcs.
That's going to be a dirty old hit, unfortunately, for Torque. That's going to be 1d12 plus 3.
He can
Ooh,
take
that's
it.
that's 10 damage.
He can take it.
He can't take it.
He can take it.
The orc slices through some of the armor on his back, on Torque's back. Some blood begins to leak down his back as he reaches a hand around to put a hand on it, and he grabs at it. Kate turns to him and says, "Are you okay?" And he says, "I'm all right for now." And the orc laughs with happiness. Orc number 6 is headed for you, John. He's headed your direction, buddy. He moves to you. Also,
Are these spaces like 100 apart?
Are they?
These 100-foot cubes?
Are they?
No.
I was about to say, I was just about to say I'm playing fast and loose with distances. At this
So-
It is
They're like
it is
5
pretty
feet.
big. No,
it is big.
I don't think they're 5 feet.
Yeah.
Because John ran like for 2 turns to get to the where the gold knocks were.
It's
Nuh-uh.
like fisheye limbs or whatever it is.
Okay.
This area is much closer together than this
Yeah, I
area is to
remember
this
that.
area.
You know what? They're each 21 feet.
Because my Eldritch Blast was able to hit that mage, so it has to be within 100 feet.
That's true.
120 feet, yeah.
Yeah,
so
no,
each
yeah.
one.
I remember several times when we listened to the other episode that we said you're well within 100 feet. So
Yeah.
if you're within 100 feet of that mage, this guy can definitely run up and try to hit you.
Yeah.
I stand by that. That orc is going to bring his great axe down on you, buddy.
Please
man.
don't.
I'm sorry. As the axe flies towards you, all that can be heard around the meadow is, "Please don't."
Oh, yeah.
it wouldn't fall. I'm gonna re-roll that. I wasn't. It was either a 12 or a 15, but I'll re-roll it.
None of them would hit, anyways.
20.
Oh darn it!
Oh, that's gonna hit.
That's gonna be a 16. That's gonna be a 21, bud. That gonna hit you?
Yeah.
He brings his great axe
Nah, man.
down on you. That hop right back in the hole. 8 plus that's going to be 11 damage, Daddy-O.
You can take it.
On a scale of 1 to dead, where are you?
I still have most of my health.
Okay, so you raise your sword to try to swat away the axe as it comes down, but as it clangs against your sword, have you ever like hit a hammer on something that was too hard, or that feeling?
It's just like that really painful vibration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just resonates in your bones, and you can feel it shake, and your hand is cramping up, and you can feel the pain run down your arm and in your muscles and in your bones, and you take that damage, and it hurts you. But you live to fight another day. Orc numero 1 is dead, but now it's Kate's turn. Olé. Kate is going to turn to... Kate, fearful for her husband, making sure that he is not attacked in the rear again, is going to turn and go... Guys, come on now. Give me a break here. I can't say attacked in the rear.
No,
he
that.
can't.
I'm still just picturing Torque as like a complete masochist at this point. Like he gets slashed across the back by the orc and he's like biting his lip.
I'm
He's
telling
big and
you.
strong for a reason.
I'm telling you, listeners.
It's been a while.
We need the fan.
We don't need the fan art.
If someone sends me a good picture of Torque,
It don't have to be
of
good.
Torque getting slashed in the back by an orc with a great axe and him like cartoonishly biting the bottom of his lip, I'll give you $25. I'll give it to you. And you can come be on the show. That's not real. I'm gonna Kate,
Might
not
take a
me.
few months.
Kate is going to use 2 slashes of her short sword against this orc numero 6, as it attacks her husband. Her short sword is going to miss on the first attack, but on the second attack it's going to be a hit. She swings one time and the orc uses his leather-clad arm to swat the sword away. But as it bounces around, she uses that momentum to come back and slash him across the belly, dealing...
Keith, remember to add that +1?
Oh, yeah, she does +1,
Ah.
it's an enchanted sword, so it's +1 to attack, not +1 to damage.
It's
Oh.
personal both.
Is it +1 to both? Excellent.
Oh, sweet.
Cool. Well, good for her. She'll need
Good
it.
old Chinaman.
4, she does 4, 6, so she does 7 damage. Thank you. That's
Wow.
because Kate now possesses, from several episodes ago, Arros' enchanted sword.
She was like,
that he
thank you,
bought.
and then runs over.
I.e.
Run away from me.
stole a sword from a child.
Yes,
Yeah, she basically stole it from me.
that's correct. All right, so Kate does her slashes, slashes once across the orc's belly. He's still looking pretty good. Moving right along to orc number 2. Orc number 2 is going to move in, taking an opportunity attack whenever she left his space, and missing the opportunity attack. He is now going to take this opportunity to fire. He's going to move in to try to attack Kate at this point. Going to move in to try to battle axe her and her back.
You said
Backsteel axe.
Jack is totally paralyzed,
You
right?
cannot move.
Alright,
You are.
I can only feel my thumb at this
Yeah. So like, imagine like that slow motion, almost stop motiony footage whenever people are like super drunk in movies or like super this.
Yeah.
It's slow motion. You're watching all this is a blur to you. For all you're seeing, like you're probably still seeing the explosion of the
point. Gold knock bits.
of the gold knot bits. What a cool like all this is happening around you and you're just like,
You just see an
Pretty
arm
cool.
flying towards me.
Yeah.
It's not gonna hit me.
oh yeah,
It's
you're
not gonna hit me.
You're covered in mud.
It's not gonna hit me.
Probably. So he swings his battle axe at her. The battle axe is going to. The battle axe is going to hit. It's going to burst through her leather armor.
She's dead.
Not from that hit. Only dealing 4 damage to her. It barely slices into her side on her rear.
Wow,
Oh,
Kate's
that's
doing
right.
good, actually.
Yeah, she's doing okay. She's looking pretty vibrant at this point.
All our female NPCs are always just beasts.
Yeah, what was she the one who never
She never
Irina
gave
never
her-
missed.
Yeah, Irina doesn't miss.
Yeah.
And-
Kate does not need a bow ever. She missed every time except
Yeah.
for the one time she hit me.
yeah. In Curse of Strahd,
It was
we
a
had
good hit.
You should go listen to Curse of Strahd. I think most of that was
It was
quite
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
very good RP in that one.
Yeah.
I liked it.
There's a moment on the tower, a tower, where there are zombies coming for you, and like you
She has like disadvantage because they're like coming out of the trees in the middle of the night from like 3 stories up, and she fires like 6 bolts out of my crossbow.
it's not hers. You you
Yeah.
tossed her a crossbow.
Like she can't even reload it. Like she was handing it back to me to reload, but she never missed once.
Don't worry, I got it.
She pulled it off. Anyway, moving along. Orc number 3 is going to turn his attention to Arlo, seeing
Yay!
that, or not Arlo, to Arros over
Aw.
here, seeing that Arros is the last kind of point of defense. He's going to move in, but he's trying to tactically, got to protect the commander, got to protect his buddies, but also want to do his job as well. So he's going to fire he's going to yeet a javelin at you, Arros. The javelin. Dang. Will a 12 hit you?
No.
So the axe comes down of the first orc that tries to swing at you. You throw your sword up. You're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Your small body is not going to be enough to take that axe. So you swat the axe away, and as you do that, you hear coming from the side. The javelin is on its way, and you duck out of the way as it passes over, shaving a little bit of your scales on the back of your head or whatever body parts, hairs or scales that
Horns.
tieflings have.
I don't know.
They have
actually.
horns.
They have hair.
They can have hair.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do have
They're
Do
hair.
you have hair?
Yeah, I do have
They're-
hair.
Oh yeah. So some of your hair gets sliced off by the javelin coming over the back of your head.
It's rather stylish.
It is very stylish.
And that's going to be the end of orc number 3's turn, and it's now the mage's turn.
So anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Wish you would. No, Wonderwall is crap. Forget how it goes. But I do know. You might wonder why.
Wait. Isn't Grim somewhere?
We have to walk a
everywhere.
winding.
They're still on their way back.
Oh.
Missling in.
All right. Presuming that these guys have things taken care of with Torque and Kate, the mage is going to move around here. The mage is moving around. We also need to throw Grim into the order, but Grim, we're going to throw you on the back end of the order.
We're like literally throwing him in there.
Yeah. Duncan also, at this point, Duncan is not flying with you.
Yeah.
Duncan, he was headed to the other battle, right?
He was
think so,
flying
yeah.
against you.
Yeah.
Duncan sink for like
Yeah,
Four or five
yeah, we
turns.
had, there was
that joke.
yeah,
That made everybody laugh. I felt
Yeah.
good.
there was an underwater episode.
yeah. I remember laughing. I don't remember the joke.
Yeah, I don't remember the joke either.
Yeah, he was falling, and you were like, anyway, he's missed. And I was like, he will be.
Yeah.
Because he was like, brother, I can't swim. I sink like a stone.
And just Grim's underwater. You hear an explosion. Look over. All right.
If I touch the water, it's too late.
Yeah, sometimes I just rather just sit here and laugh about D&D than actually play.
That's the after show.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what we need to have. We need to do more of those.
D&D.
We could do those live.
Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons.
Ooh.
That's what we
Yeah.
should. Oh my gosh, what a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Hold us to it. Dog Lover 03, I know you're out there. You're our only fan.
If you're still with us.
Still with us. All right, let's continue. The Orc Mage is going to move himself around. He
don't
is
you
not
dare do
willing
that.
to sacrifice his brethren just yet. He is not willing to sacrifice his brethren.
Yet.
At this, I mean, I don't know if you guys are calculating things that these guys are capable of. This man, they do use like almost all fire magic, so who knows what he could be packing.
Fire magic
Yeah.
and otherworldly, just radioactive goo.
Grim, one thing that you can be doing as you fly in,
Plummet.
you can be acquiring targets or whatever. I'll allow you to land kind of wherever it is you want to. But hold on, not your turn yet. Sorry,
Okay.
I just wanted you to think about that.
No, yeah, I
So moving right along, that he's just going to move. He's dashing around. He's dashing to get over here towards you guys, going around his compatriots to get over towards you, Arros, and of course to Jack, who I have to imagine that they're at least curious. They likely know what they're looking for. Right? It's might assume, but
yeah.
but also you don't know if they know what they're looking for, but they do know that they're here to kill a bunch of people, and they certainly know the description of the people that have murdered one High Council member.
Oh yeah, no, it's just a problem.
So they're moving right in, and now it is going to be Arros' turn, young man.
Arros is going to strongly think and try to kind of like whenever you're lifting something up and you know that you're barely gonna do it, he's trying to just really think, because this is going to be my very first 3rd level spell.
All right,
Spirit Guardian.
dude, I love the description of what it looked like. Well done.
Like
Very
full-on
pleased.
Jimmy Neutron brain blast. moment.
Yeah. What are we gonna do?
I call forth a spirit to protect me. They flit around you to a distance of 15 feet for your duration. If you are good, neutral, the spectral form will appear angelic or fey, your choice. If you are evil, they will appear fiendish. But I was thinking, since there is an unworldly being, I'm assuming evil, I was kind of thinking fiendish, since Arros is mainly just neutral, doesn't really care what he really does, if it's good or not right now.
Okay,
Currently, right now.
that's fine.
So I just assumed that the unworldly being that I'm taking the power, it would be just doing the fiendish thing.
Fiendish is fine. So fiendish-looking enemy or fiendish-looking spirits appear and shake their ears.
But Arros will be kind of surprised, because I thought since he worships a god, it'd be more of an angel. So whenever you cast a spell, you can designate any number of creatures, which I'm going to choose Kate.
Designate, not detonate. Detonate is totally different.
I didn't mean to say detonate. Designate. Torque, Kate, Arlo, Jack, if that spear will even hit there. And I don't know if I can target Grim. Well, actually, I don't even know if Grim's...
Yeah,
you don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know. So I just target those 4. And myself, I guess.
Your buddies and yourself. That's perfect. That's 5 people.
And then... what else? Whenever a creature enters the battlefield area for the first time on their turn or starts their turn there, it must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d6 of radiant damage if you are good or neutral, or 3d6 of necrotic damage if you are evil. On a successful save, the creature takes half of that damage.
Yeah, just kind of try to keep it still a little bit.
I didn't mean to.
It's okay.
3d6 necrotic?
Yeah, 3.
Or radiant, if he's
Or
good.
radiant.
I'm going to say that visually your guys look fiendish because you're a trickstery boy, but you've done mostly good things, so I think you'll be doing radiant damage.
Aight.
So, if anything enters into the space around these people, so you
15 feet.
So you cast this spell, and immediately the spirits appear around all.
No, just around him.
Just
Yeah,
around
just around
him.
him. Yeah.
Okay.
Grim used this spell a lot.
Right.
Yeah,
So refresh
that's where
me.
I got it from.
If it's protecting your friends, what happens if someone approaches them?
No. So
They're not
it's
protecting them.
like difficult terrain basically. So in this 15-foot radius, if a creature enters that space, it has to make a wisdom saving throw, or if it starts its turn there. So what
But
he's
he's
doing is
whitelisted us.
negating. Yeah, so they can enter and exit.
Okay,
right.
gotcha. I'm so sorry. Gotcha. All right, so
You're
15
good,
feet
What is
circle
your
around
DC?
you.
My DC is 13.
DC 13 wisdom save. Or take
If
3d8.
anyone enters or starts their turn there.
Yes.
Okay.
And they take half damage if they beat the DC.
All right, gotcha. Cool. Very cool spell. Love it. Spirit guardians have existed, or do exist. Let us please refrain from beating on the table, though.
Oh,
remember, there are
I'm
people's
sorry, my
ear.
bad.
Right now, your mouth and all of us are inside of someone's ear hole,
Yeah.
rooting around,
Yeah.
rooting. Like a pig.
No charge.
Anyway, okay, so fiendish spirit guardians appear around you in a 15-foot radius, surprising the orcs around you, not knowing that you are not only a red-hued, horned, scary fellow, I wasn't going to call back to it that early.
Keith, what do these little fiendish fellas look like?
In my head, I picture them as like maybe 6 inches tall, 2 inches wide, almost like little devil horn cherubim like looking fellas.
Yeah, I'm picturing like little tiny imps type.
Yeah,
deal.
very impish. They're kind of laughing the whole time.
Jeez, come on, man.
They're laughing a little bit. You know, when they
Real
appear.
chivalry laugh.
You know, and then the orc that's with you, like they immediately are beginning to try to swarm that thing, but also some of them are hanging back and like whenever you look at an enemy away from you, you are looking through a bit of like 3 or 4 of these things, like looking towards them as well as they flitter around inside your radius. Will you move or anything?
Arros is kind of like surprised and a little scared actually, but he's going to kind of like the orc that is like right at him. I'm gonna try to like move where he is in front of where he is in front of the mage.
Okay, you want to get within a line.
Yes, within a line.
All right, so you're going to sidestep him like that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. For what? Just because?
Just to make me feel better.
Okay, you don't want to see that mage anymore.
I don't.
Shield.
All right.
I guess meat shield. I guess.
Cool. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
All right, Grim. You are the end of the last episode. Your limbs are forming as you rocket towards the ground. I assume you have a target acquired, and you are coming to help your new friend Arros.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what you're doing.
I'm shooting for just the most dangerous target in Grimm's mind. So
The one that's on
mage.
fire.
The one that's on fire.
Yeah, the one that's
Yeah. All right, so you rocket down. I feel like it would behoove us. You're the fist,
I
right?
am the fist.
Grim the Fist.
All right, you get a G because it didn't type.
Grim
anything
is
else.
his nickname.
So you land
The
like
Fist is his
you
title.
land. This guy, this mage.
Can I hit him?
What the tits?
You broke it.
You on the wrong selection.
Oh, you had the little hand
Oh,
grabby
okay,
tool.
sorry. All right,
There you go.
you materialize and you notice that the mage is like steering towards Jack and Arlo, your sleeping, longtime companions. Even if Jack is a little bit weird right now.
a little weird.
You land right, like
Excuse me.
you land right in front of him. Not a superhero landing, but like with your arms like kind of down like that as they materialize into Grim, not mist form, and like a little bit of mist gets steam off the fire shield of the orc mage occurs right in front of you. That hissing sound as you land, knees bent, arms out, ready to do battle with this guy.
It does not smell fantastic.
No.
I imagine not.
What do you do?
Is my like full turn or?
Just take a turn. We're having fun.
Okay. I'm gonna go into rage.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta do.
I mean, you know how I do.
And I'm gonna stand up, and I'm gonna punch him
Okay.
in his face,
All right.
straight out.
Okay.
Reckless attack, cause why not? That's 25, not critical. For the first attack.
That will
I'll
hit.
do it again. That's 19 for the second attack.
This 19 will also hit.
Cool. So he gonna take.
How do you get 25 that wasn't a critical?
15 plus. Yeah, because I have 15 plus 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because my proficiency bonus is 4, and then my strength is like 20 something.
Okay. Yeah, you have the belt.
Yes.
Yes.
26 for the first hit.
All right. So what is going to happen though? You're going to hit both times.
Mhm.
So you're going to take some damage from this as well because that fire shield. You're punching into the fire of his shield.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll roll that while you roll yours. Hold on.
26 and 21.
Respectively for your damages.
Yes.
Respectively.
There's always something in my
Respectful
nose
damage.
whenever I'm on camera, and I'm just like trying not to dig for it.
Look into the camera and just kind of like get up in there.
Can y'all see that?
Excuse me, I gotta go get a spoon or something real quick.
All right. He takes 2 hits. Poof, poof, one in the face. Poof, he spits out a tooth. The second one will say poof, to his gut. He bends over a little bit, but each time his shield poof, flashes with exploding fire. And we're going to take 2d8 damage for each one of those hits.
Does Jack... Is all of this inside the sphere?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can see this going on.
But remember,
slowly?
it's like weirdly slow motion. Yeah.
Do I see the tooth?
11. Yeah, you see the tooth.
I'm in the business of selling body parts.
It's just like, you're trying to focus on... 17 plus 5 is... Alright, so take 22 fire damage.
Just stops for just a second.
22 fire damage. Your clothing is a little bit singed. You no longer have hair on your knuckles. It's all burned off. Your eyebrows are getting hot. But he takes 2 hits. And the orc mage can be heard saying, where did you come from?
I don't have anything to say to that.
That's fine.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you're just raging.
I'm ready. I'm focused.
Blood in your eyes. All right, Arlo is sleeping again.
So the orc mage doesn't sound like the rest of the orcs?
No, not quite.
When
They're a little more
More
refined,
refined,
educated.
at what point do I awaken?
Well, it's only been 6 seconds since the last time.
Well, I'm actually wondering, like
Like I said, unless this combat takes many turns, you're probably not going to wake up fully rested from this. I think we said you had like an hour or so left.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so we're good.
Yeah. Jack is still holding the button. The slow radius is still going. It's going out beyond that first flag, but you still got some time left.
I actually... Nope, never mind. I can't move. I wanted to see if I could, shout if anybody could hear me.
Yeah.
But-
Remember, I think we talked about it, the only control over yourself that you have is localized to that button. It's like you can make it's almost like if you were to make a decision, it's like that decision would be transported to this body that you're almost having an outer body experience of. It's not, you're not inhabiting it yourself almost.
Keith.
Yo.
Is 3 and 5 the only people that is going to be affected by Spirit Guardian?
Looks like 5 might be the only guy right now. No, 5. Yeah, 3 and 5 would be if we're doing 15 feet, and these are 5-foot squares, I guess.
Because 3 and 5 try to hit me.
Let's call these 10-foot squares. So 3 threw a javelin at you.
Yeah, and then 5 hit me.
Right. So 5 was definitely going to be affected by this.
Mm-hmm.
3, I don't think is quite within that radius, based on the rudimentary assumptions I made when he ran at you. I pictured that 1-5 using his full movement to go about 3 blocks to get to you. So we're going to call these. It just makes more sense for the way I think the distance of the battle has gone so far for those to be 10 foot rather than 5 foot.
But if you run about 10 feet northwest, you can get all 3 of them.
Yeah. And who knows? Number 3 might be running in there to figure out what's going on. So, Jack, you're going to do your turn there. It's going to be Torque's turn. Torque is going to turn around and try to take out... No, Torque is going to move within 5 feet of all this kerfuffle. He's going to move to Orc number 2 and trade another fight with Orc number 2, because Orc number 2 just hit his blushing bride.
Blushing.
Good gravy. Why can't I just roll a dice?
They're so bouncy.
Juji Baba, Joom Joom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I wonder if it can fit.
Oh,
Well, it
we
can
have a
probably
dice
fit through
castle.
those
Ooh.
Nothing but the little die that comes with it fits.
Well, then I won't use mine. But I do appreciate that. This is barely going to be a hit for his one attack. He's going to swing his sword twice, though, and there's going to be a double hit on Orc number 2 here. Orc number 2 is going to take 2 full hits from a great sword wielded with both hands.
swing, swing.
Don't you mean 2 full hearts?
10. Woo!
That was a good one.
20 damage to Orc number 2. 2 slices, one down the arm and one up the other side of the belly. And Orc number 2 is not looking very good if I do my math properly.
How's Torque handling this?
He's loving it. Drooling. He's spat. No, I'm not going to. Let's just not.
Can I get a...
No. Torque takes him out. Or doesn't take him out. Orc number 2 is still alive. Now it is going to be Orc number 5's turn, who is right there next to Arros. He's going to do a wisdom save. They're not very wise.
Oh, so that was weird. Wise dumb.
Yep. He rolled an 11. Wise dumb. So he fails.
Mhm.
Roll that damage.
That is 3d6. 7. 2, so that's 9. And 6. So that is 15 damage.
Nice.
Quick maths.
Good job.
Not a bad.
The fiends, overtake him and gnaw on him and bite him and swat him with their hands or whatever, just like emit this radiant energy that washes over him, and he, his eyes are blinded and he shouts in pain. Orc number 6, on the other hand, is right there, and he's going to try to chop at Torque again. That's going to be a hit. That's going to be another D12.
Torque kind of leans into it a little bit.
Yeah. He does 9 damage to Torque. Torque has been hit a couple of times. He's leaking pretty good. But not too terribly, I guess, if you were going to judge it based on those kind of words. Kate is going to be next, and in the same vein, she's chopping at the guy who's not chopping at her, but chopping at her husband, so she's going to chop at number 6.
Got him in that vein.
Going to chop twice. She's going to hit on the first one and the second one. That's 2 hits. She gets 2 full short sword chops in on the orc, and it's a good thing because boy does her damage just suck.
+1.
+1.
Oh yeah, so that's 6, 7, 8,
Sucky +1.
and then 24, 14, 14.
Whoa.
21, 14.
So she slices him again.
Wow.
Whoosh, again across the chest and belly. This boy is leaking real good, not looking good at all as orc number 6.
What's the one dex on it?
Kate moves down. Orc number 2 is going to try to chop at her again. God, come on. Orc number 2 is going to hit. Another D12 of damage for Kate. Ooh, yikes. That's going to be 11 damage for Madam Kate Fullheart.
Ooh, madam.
She is looking a lot worse than she was, but still, staying on her feet. She's been cut a big gash down her arm now. You alright? Put your hands up. So my mom used to tell me. If you're out there listening to the podcast, do any of your moms ever tell you when you're coughing to put your hands up? Maybe it's because I was committing some kind of crime.
Is that for, easy access for the public? Or?
Maybe. Maybe that's it. I have no idea. I've never asked her why.
Is it you?
What?
Oh.
It opens your...
Okay.
It spreads your lung. No, I had half of a lifesaver go down the wrong tube. To anybody who's still listening on the recording, my tubes were too small.
Ironic. It is named Lifesaver, but it took a life. Anyway,
Josh has been practicing breathing lifesavers.
Orc number 2 chops at Kate there.
Not there yet.
And then Orc number 3 is going to try to move in to try to save his buddy from whatever's happening inside this field. Well, guess what?
Foolish.
Well,
Got it.
actually, I don't know.
He's not very wise. He again fails the Wisdom DC check, so roll damage again.
5. 5, that's 10. 5, 15.
15 damage for Orc number 3, that was.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
he gets, they shine a bright light on him. Oh my god! As he gets blinded by the light, revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night.
And the movement has been halved.
And their movement has been halved. So he hit that wall of fiends and slowed down. And next was going to be the Orc Mage standing directly in front of Xenu. As a bonus action, old boy is going to cast Flame Blade.
What?
Pardon me, gentlemen. Okay, we're good.
What's the height difference between me and this guy? Because Grim is 6'6".
Orcs are pretty tall, so I
So
wouldn't.
he's not smaller because
Yeah.
he's a mage.
No, he's a big boy.
Just gotta know how to best angle that punch.
Where am I?
But he reaches his hand out to the side, and a fiery blade appears in his hand. The blade looks like a scimitar. It lasts for the duration. If it lets go of the blade, it disappears. Blah blah blah. He's going to take that and swing at you.
He's got advantage.
Oh, he does.
Reckless attack.
Yeah.
Oh, you seem so guilty when you said that.
He crits on his second roll.
You always get the crits every time. You're
I
like
can
a
take
crit
I mean,
sponge.
thematic. I like it when the barbarian who's raging takes the hits. You know, that makes a lot of sense,
Well,
right?
it doesn't matter, Keith.
It's
It's
true.
fire damage.
Right.
Rage doesn't do anything about it.
Well, no, not.
No,
Because,
it's
I'm
fine.
not saying not because you take the damage, just because like it makes sense.
Yeah,
it is
no.
a reckless attack.
It is. Yeah, no, I get it.
All right, so 6,
That's why I did it.
7, 11,
Grim is starting to sweat.
13,
Getting a little toasty in here.
16,
I'll go to the next town and forge
18.
you some new eyebrows.
18 fire damage.
Just
That was
metal
66. That was 66 for anybody listening at home, I believe. So 18 fire damage for Grim.
Now, to be clear, that's
Yeah.
6d6, not 66.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
6d6. He slashes across your chest, burning through some of your armor and some of your clothing, whatever you've got on you, and slicing you up with that flame blade burning.
Wait, did 5 not hit me? Or try to?
Oh, no, he didn't. He's going to do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He was mildly distracted.
John.
He was very much.
Ever the kid in class.
Oh,
Teacher, aren't you going to check the homework?
oh my god.
Oh, come on, man.
What did he do? Because he took the damage.
He didn't
That's
do
all he did.
Yeah.
That's all he did.
Yeah.
He just tried to be wise. I am going to roll to hit you, though, John. Sorry.
You got distracted
It's
by the
fine.
imp trying
Trying
to
to be
punch him
fair.
in the eye.
Yeah. Does 14 hit?
No.
Okay, so as he's blinded, he puts up a hand to bring down the axe, and this time you easily reach up and swat it to the side. His axe slams into the dirt instead
It's because of the
your
imps.
cranium.
They're blocking it.
Yeah, they are. They're helping you out. But the Orc Mage has sliced Zenith with the flame blade, and that is going to be his turn. And moving along, it's going to be Arros' turn again.
Oh.
As always, I was like, oh, we'll finish this fight up in 15 minutes.
Let's go.
6 hours later.
Hey,
How
4
does
months
3 and 5 look?
Both 3 and 5. 3 and 5 are looking like less than half of as good as they looked before. Less than half as good. Yeah, they don't feel very good. They burn up. They hurt.
more than half as good as they deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like everyone has just that partner to fight with. Okay, so
Yeah, they're doubling up on you, dog. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna double up on Eldritch Blast then. So
Okay.
each one's gonna get 16.
I picture you swat the sword down. You bring up that left hand, and how many can you shoot? 3.
2.
You fire 2 beams, 1 at each one.
Mhm.
A beam of force comes out of your hand, left and right, towards each of these orcs. And roll again. Sorry, what? Don't roll again. Tell me what you rolled.
Oh, 16 and 23.
16 and 23. Both of those will hit. Roll damage on each.
6 on the first one.
So you shoot to the left first on number 3. You do 6 damage. He's not dead yet, but you do stagger him.
And then 8.
And then 8 damage on the other one. He is really hurting. At this point, orc number 5 drops to one knee.
Do I have any bonus actions on my cantrip command? Of course I don't. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm done.
He's right there before you, Arros. You haven't taken him out, but they're hurting.
They do be hurting.
They do be hurting. And then Grim, it's your turn, young man.
Whoa! I'm gonna punch
Do you
him.
make that noise?
Yeah. No.
He is raging and on fire.
That seems like a good fiery rage noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna recklessly attack him. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm a
juice.
one-trick pony.
Do
He
it.
stinks.
22,
That'll hit.
26.
Those will both hit.
Excellent. 20 damage for one, 23 damage for the other.
That's spicy.
How much did he need?
No, you're good. He's actually alive. Sorry. I was doing math wrong in my head.
Flame boy, sturdy.
Yeah, he's pretty beefy. So you said 23 and 20?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
I never use my second attack.
You
I always forget.
punch him again, and he... This time he spits a few more teeth out on the ground. His right eye is like drooping. You've cracked his skull, like his jaw is hanging loose. Like you've beaten this guy way up, but he's still barely holding on to his flame blade,
Okay.
and you can see in his left hand Fire.
that heat stuff.
Josh looked at me like, "Go ahead and say it."
I dare you to say it.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't remember what I was going to say.
Briefly forgot the word for fire.
Yeah, you can see fire growing in his left hand.
Okay. So I'm gonna take some damage, I guess.
Yeah, you can take damage from the shield, unfortunately.
As these teeth are flying, like Spirit Jack has like a little visor on and a cigarette with the machine.
Alright, so 6. That's not a D8. You're safe.
It has some good bounce on it.
I was like, 12? You can't do 12 damage with a D8. Sorry, so rolling the first one, 8. 13.
So Jack is going to continue
21.
sitting. I'm
Yeah.
going to go use the toilet.
And
Use it
25.
well.
How you looking, Grim?
Bad.
Bad?
20 for the first time.
Can't feel feelings no more.
I mean, honestly, I can't. Now's probably a good time for that thing to happen that Grim can do now.
Yeah, what I told you can do.
Yeah. If that's a thing, do I need to roll to make it happen? I mean, I assume it happens exactly how it's laid out in the spell book.
She got a sweet
Is it
dance
a
move.
bonus action?
So is it? Oh yeah, it is an action. I think. Hang on, let me check. I don't actually remember.
Do I have something up my sleeve too?
This is something that Zenas has up his sleeve that we talked about at one point that I gave him based on
It is
his
an action.
heritage.
Oh, don't tell me.
No, it is an action. I can't do it now.
Arlo
Okay.
usually has stuff up his sleeves, but I have to feed it regularly.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, so not right now. But the next time you get an inkling that you need it, you're in a situation that it will be required and you have an action to use. Use it and we'll...
Grim's not going to be in any situation for very long.
Okay.
He's going down next turn. I can feel it.
Okay.
You'll be alright.
It's
I can still raise the dead.
I can raise the dead
No,
too.
he's not going to die.
You just might come back as a hobbit or
No,
something.
let me do it. I can properly do it.
all right. So Arlo is going to keep sleeping. Jack is going to keep sitting, and it is now going to be Torque's turn.
As a DM, this is your world. This is your battle. This is what's raging currently. Like, is this a sound sleep? Am I just like laid out, like the twitching and the drooling,
I mean,
or am I just like?
In my head, I picture that you're very one with the earth, and I picture that you're very nature oriented, and I picture that your sleep is not always so much a sleep as so much as it is you becoming unconscious and allowing nature to charge you.
Gotcha.
So you are honestly less sleeping and more plugged into planet Earth, I feel like right now.
Just reached down, pulled up some turf, and just rolled over like a blanket.
He's
a
an
bunch of little
electric
grass
car.
blades.
Yeah, he is. He's a Tesla.
I'm currently
You just-
grounded right now.
You just lay down and stick a root in there.
Like all the grass is like stuck to you, like you're like statically charged. Just like
Well, I can see that. Like, I'm like leaned up against Jack, and I'm sleeping. I got like my hat down and everything, and I'm just kind of, yeah. But I can kind of see that, like the grass around me is like just pointed that way.
Yeah, well, canonically, that is what is happening. I like
see
it.
and the hair grass is coming up like something fierce.
Yeah, yeah. I
Like
gotta spray
fresh.
for that stuff.
Like a fresh rain in the summer.
Right, right.
So annoying. For us who know what you're talking about. Torque is going to swing at orc number 2 and going to yell, "That's my wife!" as he swings down at orc numero 2, who is not feeling very good. Multi-attack ought to take care of business here. Let's just roll 1 d10 to see what happens.
But I'm free tonight if you are.
You know what? I'm playing rules as written. That orc ain't dead.
All right.
Orc angrily shouts at him and swings, and the other orc just barely takes the hilt of his great axe and ticks it out this way and knocks Torque's blade from going completely like into his hip and down and just cuts a slice off of his calf. And he lets out a roar but he remains on his feet.
Anyway.
Did
He
you
ain't
just
dead
say
yet.
the word roar?
I don't know what I said. All right, we're getting a little too scrutinous on what I'm saying.
Look,
there.
man, I'm
Did you
sitting.
just say scrutinous?
I'm sitting with my thumb flexed.
I know. That means it's now Orc number 5's turn. He's going to roll a wisdom save.
With this time dilation
fails.
stuff, you don't have like one massive thumb by the end of this.
My thumb's moving at normal speed.
12.
12 damage. Orc number 5 is dead.
What?
Do you think he'll get better though?
No.
Do you think he's... Oh, did you die?
A bright light emits from the fiends that are floating around you and covering this orc, and the light sizzles his skin and he falls backwards, slamming into the ground, his great axe falling out of his hand and chopping into the dirt, sticking up at a 45-degree angle.
Can I add something to that?
Sure.
I feel like the little fiends, like, since they are so fiendish, like, as they see his dead body hit the ground, they, like, hop down on it. They're, like, bouncing around.
Yeah,
I'm like,
We got one.
Yes, exactly that. Exactly that.
As soon as Arrows sees that, he's just a little annoyed by that, actually.
Okay.
Because
look,
I
man,
wanted
they're
to jump
helping
on
you
that.
out.
I know that, but he never expects to see an imp and then just laughs at their body. He has a little mole in his body, I guess. He has some moles.
A little dark, that's fine. Next is going to be Orc numero 6. Number
Look at him,
6
like,
is going to take a
disapproving,
chop
like,
at
Yeah.
Torque again.
No.
It's going to hit. Ooh, is it going to hit? Ooh, it is going to hit.
In that...
Torque's up there going like, is it?
That's cheating.
Yeah, it does 5 damage to Torque. Takes another hit, but he's able to bring his sword back up again and deflect it. The axe only bounces off his body and maybe breaks a rib rather than cutting through him. Orc number it's Kate's turn. Kate is going to try to chop at Orc number 6 there, who just swung at her husbando. Going to hit on the first one. Going to hit on the second one. Going to roll that dirty bean footage. And now, Orc number 6 goes down. His last attempt.
Why is it dirty being
I
good?
don't know. Just you guys know I start saying stuff and then
Bush's dirty beans.
So if we take a second, we break down what this is. 50% is Keith playing with himself. 30% is us scrutinizing what he says. And the other 20% is us actually playing the game.
yeah.
This is like late night TV.
Yeah.
I just hope people like our show one day.
I like our
I
show.
like it.
I like my show.
Yeah. So
Dog lover.
Yeah, we know you.
Gotcha.
I was like, who are you pointing? Anyway, she takes her short sword, made confident
Hers.
by Torque's. Huh?
Hers.
Yeah.
It's a borrowed
Arros'
sword.
short sword. She takes the sword, made confident by Torque's final block of that great axe. She takes her sword, slashes one time across the orc's neck, and that's enough to do it. His head almost turns around on his spine there. It's almost removed from his body, but it's not enough for her. She takes the blade and runs it through his chest, pushes him off his back, and then jams his body down into the dirt with the sword. And she drops down onto and lands on her left knee on his belly and her right one in the superhero pose.
She got a superhero, man. Why couldn't you do it? You
Yeah.
couldn't pull it off.
Well, I did something cool.
Yeah, he did.
I died.
Yeah.
I knew if he superhero posed, he wouldn't be able to. It would be less cool to superhero pose, stand up, then punch.
Yeah, that's true. Keith has forethought.
Forethought. I'm a forethought man.
I'm a 3-thought.
I
kinda
love
guy.
forethought.
You can only get 3 at once.
It is now Orc number 2's turn. Orc number 2 is going to try to attack Kate as she does this.
That man
Could have
outnumbered.
done like the Spider-Man scene. He shouts crotch and he comes from off screen and it wraps his legs around the dude's head. Crotch.
I don't remember that.
13 is going to hit for her, unfortunately. Going to roll a...
You serious?
That was Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man.
Oh, I haven't seen that one in years.
I think he did a really good Peter Parker.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So she takes another chop. Torque is not enough to save her from the orc. But we'll see what happens with that. Orc number 3 is going to start his turn inside your guardians. I'm going to roll wisdom.
I just noticed.
He saves on the wisdom this time, so he's going to take half damage.
6.
6 is going to be half damage. Doesn't
Deep
matter.
adventure.
He had a brief moment of wisdom, John, but it didn't matter because, again, the fiends, as soon as they're done dancing on the body of the one orc, they jump, all of them, to the other one. Without you having to do anything, you raise your sword as if you're about to fight him, or raise your hand and your sword as if you're about to Eldritch Blast and swing, but you don't need to because a flash of light and he goes limp and dies on the ground, and your fiendly guardians dance upon his corpse.
They pulled the Ant-Man maneuver.
Ant-Man. I love Ant-Man. Love Paul Rudd. Man, he was named the sexiest man alive, actually.
I saw that.
Whoa.
He was like,
What?
me?
Good for him.
Yeah.
He's a handsome man.
And funny.
And funny.
Yeah.
There's not enough funny guys
That's true.
That are also handsome.
that are also handsome.
Well,
Most
I
of
mean,
them are
other
like
than this
us.
room right here.
Love the thing with the hammer. They were like asking people to pronounce
Yeah.
the name of Thor's hammer. And it was like the girl that plays Wasp or whatever. She's like Mjolnir. And they switched to Paul Rudd and he's like, Jonathan?
Paul Rudd is a very funny man.
Yeah.
Moving right along
Jonathan the
to
Hammer.
Orc number 3 is dead. Arros. But life for you is not quite over. Or maybe it was. We'll see. You're going to get something might happen here. The orc mage, knowing what's about to happen to the two of you, or to what's, who knows what's about to happen here. He sees everybody go down. He's conjuring a fireball in his left hand. And he's about to hurl it to a point where he can get as much damage done with it as possible.
Oh. You turd.
You turd.
That'd be me.
He knows something foolish is happening with this orb over there. And he's going to try to stop it.
Of course he does.
So he hurls the fireball in
Good
that
sound.
direction. Huh?
That's a good
That
sound.
was a very good sound.
The fireball leaves his hand as it begins to fly. And it's going to land at its current trajectory on Jack.
I got
Grim,
this.
you see this. Arros, you see this.
Okay, if
Did
can
I ever
jump,
get
I'll
the new
jump.
armor?
Huh?
Somebody help me put the new armor on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
I'm not just sitting there in my underwear
So
still.
flying past you, Arros, it is your turn. Flying beyond Grim at this point. Flying towards you. It's your turn now. For purely cinematic effect. Is there anything that you want to try for to see what you can do about this fireball?
Can I go in front of it?
You absolutely can.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to find out what happened next? Well, you'll have to wait till next week to find out if Arros is really going to commit self-sacrifice so early in his life. Catch us again next week on Dungeon Boys. Thanks for listening.